Packed show for you guys today, though. So even the recorded segment is gonna be longer than usual today. Yeah, it's one of those days. I found a lot of crap on YouTube. I just found a lot of crap. Anyway, let's get into this. If you would like to support me, you can do that by going to that link right there and join Simon JJ and the Orangutan Gang. I have to call some of you the Orangutan Gang because, as I discovered today in reviewing uh, tips I've received, some of you tip anonymously, and I appreciate that because Lord knows I need the money. But it makes it very difficult to say thank you directly to you. So you are, in fact, now a member of the Orangutan Gang. Congratulations. Ook. Okay, let's hop right in with the old standard six Emperor Mentalis. Yeah, thus always to dickheads, and boy, do we have a bunch of dickheads today. I will point out a lot of this is coming out of the protests in Minneapolis, so it's going to be thematic. Not this one. This one is not so much thematic. This one is avoiding the whole protest thing. Uh, the caption, if you did see it, reads "No more stolen bikes," and yeah, this is this is mildly evil. Actually, I think this is more than mildly evil. I'm pretty sure these are furniture tax, which, yeah, not. I wouldn't do this, and I don't recommend anybody do this. But I also point out these people wouldn't suffer the consequences of their actions if they didn't take these actions. Yeah, you deserved every bit of that. Right in. This is from Thief Busters, I guess on Instagram. Yeah. Oh, no, that's too. Uh, yeah, no, that's uh, that's too far. You have gone from preventing or you know punishing people mildly for stealing to injuring people, and yeah, that's too far. I do apologize to anybody who's watching this who wasn't expecting that. We're going to get away from this particular bike. I think this is back to the furniture tack one, so at least it'll be a little more humorous and a little less spike in the arse. That sound effect is a bit much. Yeah, okay, we're just going to skip this one altogether. That's too far, guys. Okay. Yeah, there's giving people punishment for doing bad things. But I think once you get to the point where multiple people are getting stabbed in the ass with the same spike, you are potentially spreading disease and creating massive wounds. Don't do that. If you end up catching legal consequences for that, you deserve it. Nobody is going to, most likely, no one is going to need to go to the hospital for sitting on a couple of furniture tacks. That spike in the arse is a bit much. Speaking of a bit much, and I do apologize for this too, let's have a look at Keir Starmer in a bikini. Several bikinis, actually. And I will elucidate on the reason why from Sir Doge of the Coin. Google's Gemini and OpenAI's ChatGPT will also generate images of people in bikinis when prompted. So why is Keir Starmer so focused on Grok and X? He doesn't care about Grok. That's just an excuse to shutter X, because X is where people go to actually talk about politics. It's an actual, mostly free speech platform. Yeah, that's why Canada wants to shut it down too. Mind you, Canada is taking the blanket approach, which I'm surprised the UK didn't, or Canada's trying to, and we'll come to that when we come to the response portion. Yeah, but this is Six Emperor Mentalis is where this belongs because Keir Starmer is clearly a dickhead and deserves this. Speaking of dickheads who deserve things, don't rob people in Dagestan. Now, this fella, one of these guys ends up trying to get behind the counter. They kind of rethink it, and they're kind of arguing with each other. Yeah, we'll skip ahead a little bit to where they actually get behind the counter, and the guy's holding a knife. There was a moment here where I wondered what kind of weird homoerotic stuff I was watching. Uh, that ends pretty quickly here. This guy comes in, and my God, that's a good. He's got just flattened the guy. Homeboy over, here, you should just walk the fuck away. You don't want to be involved in that. That's a nice combo too. Uh, don't damage your own property. Okay, the stool might have been a bit much. Now, I will point out the difference between the earlier issue I had with the spike in the seat and this. This is not a North American country. This is Dagestan, which is in frig if I know, India somewhere, Pakistan maybe. But here's the issue. There's no police force here. No police force to speak of in this place. So when it comes to dealing with thieves, you're kind of left to your own devices. And if one of those devices happens to be a stool, well, I can't say the guy didn't bring it on himself. Also, I will say this is probably a far better ad for Balenciaga than anything they did related to, the bondage bears. Yep. I see Sadie's is in. Hello, Sadie's. I forgot to do my chatbot check today. Let me do that. See if that's working. Of course it. Oh, now it is. Excellent. Hi, Sadie's. Yeah. So you popped in at an interesting time, I think. Anyway, we'll finish this one. And, there's some slight remodeling done to the business, and some significant remodeling done to this fellow's. Yeah. Also, I will point out that if the thief was that smart, he wouldn't be thieving in the first place, but he'd also have a far better survival instinct to be crawling his ass out the door by now, as opposed to being dragged out. Of course, he's probably unconscious, and I suspect that one is definitely unconscious. Yeah, these guys are just doing the friendly neighborhood thing of leaving them for the cops to pick up later. Yeah. Oh, and that was from Ian Miles Chong. Not the best source for things, but yeah. From Mr. Star Spangled MAGA, 4th of July 365. I could watch these videos all day. And the question is asked, is this removal technique too aggressive? Now, I will point out, if you take a good look at that license plate, it appears to be European, possibly British. We have Sadie's here in chat. If she will weigh in on that, I'd appreciate it. Oh, let me turn the desktop audio up so we can hear things too. Now, I understand absolutely the body language that this implies is that I'm going to strangle you. However, um, I will say this fella's technique is effective, though slightly flawed. Now, the flaw is that you still have the piece of filth directly in front of your vehicle where you're trying to get through, and his bike is there. It would have been far simpler to grab the handlebars of the bike and lift. And from the build of this gentleman, I don't think it would have been a big issue to turn that guy ass over tea kettle and yeah, just take him out the road quite easily. Also, kudos to whoever picked the Rob Zombie tune to put on this. Actually, I think that's White Zombie. It's Rob Zombie's band before he went independent. Evil Authors In says hello, good morning. Hi, good to see you. So, what do we think? Was that too aggressive or not aggressive enough? Personally, my issue is that you have left them laying in the. Now, I will point out this guy's taking a dive like a pro soccer player. Sorry, football for the UK folks. Um, but that said, um, you know, you left him in the road, and it's not an issue of his safety. I don't care about his safety. He's a dickhead, hence sic semper mentalis. But at least get him off the road so other people don't have to drive around them and end up causing an accident because they're not paying attention to the vehicle in the other lane because nobody ever fucking does. I might have a touch of road rage. Let's see. So another protest. Protesters at the Santa Ana, California protest thought it was smart to start throwing safety cones toward the DHS officers. And then this happened. Well, the thoroughly expected happened, of course. And I have to point out, I don't know if these are DHS or ICE. There you go. That's the best of ideas, but there's giving. Leave him alone. You should have minded your own business in the first place, you idiot. Why is it always fucking twinks? Oh wait, that's because that's the only family they have. Oh wow, just dragged straight into the office. That's cute. I'll kill you, you Nazi motherfucker. Wow, she sounds like a lot of fun at brunch. Yeah, no, celebrate throwing things at law enforcement. That's a good idea. Yeah. Apparently, Barb, the Cuban Proud American, says she needs part two, three, four, etc. Oh, and apparently we have a video. Oh, that looks good. Pause this. So this is, I'm going to guess immediately afterwards. And this fellow, why you're wearing an earpod and think, or an AirPod or whatever the hell those things are called, and approaching this scene immediately afterwards is beyond me. That's a really bad idea. Oh yeah, no, smile about it. Yeah, and yeah, make it funnier instead of the cover. Oh, I guess it's awkward.
Yeah. Let's send the medic. Has the medic around here?
Yeah, he's clearly got a head wound. You need to put a tourniquet on that neck immediately. Jesus. Get a medic. Oh dear God, poor guy. Okay, so when I was a kid, yeah, FAFO, absolutely FAFO. When I was a kid, we used to occasionally tell each other to go play in traffic if we didn't like something one of us had done, or if we decided we were mad at each other or whatever. Apparently, our kids, they took go play in traffic as an order and a good idea. Also, I do love the fact that people keep trying to stop V8s with their bodies. Like you're somehow Superman all of a sudden.
Hey, look! Whoa!
Um, you do realize you could be shot for doing that?
Oh, hell no. Oh my
I'm going to guess the heifer here is perfectly fine. Also, let's go to a couple of memes and then we'll go to the response. So this is how my dog sees himself when the doorbell rings. And my new puppies don't listen to commands, but they do laugh at all my jokes. Okay, so as I said, I was running behind trying to get everything set up, so I have a bunch of stuff to, I have a bunch of stuff to respond to. Uh, Lots of Canada stuff, some UK stuff. Let's see. We'll start with a fairly light thing though. And I do apologize because this is modern Star Trek, But yeah, it's important. Excuse me. Now, this is a female GETTR. Yeah, I know. And she's chunky. She's even funnier. Uh, Evil Author says, run these people over should be a law and legal to do so if they're blocking roads. I think it is, depending on the jurisdiction. I think it is perfectly legal for them to do it. It'll look bad, and that's probably the biggest reason they don't. Anyway, the caption on this one says, Star Trek 2026 Beyond Parody. So we have a female Jem'Hadar who's overweight, obviously overweight, and yeah, this is a genetically engineered race that is exclusively male up until this point, and bred for combat. But she is overweight. Yeah, and I apologize for putting the pointer right on her boob because, well, there's a lot of boob.
The Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in.
Where's that accent from? That I know that accent, and it's definitely not from the friggin' Gamma Quadrant. What the fuck is that blue blob? Yeah, exactly.
And we're the first
Oh no, that's the lighting in the background.
to chart it.
Or did you mean this blue blob? Yeah. Right. And I'm not even listening to the dialogue yet. I'm just looking. So we'll run this again because it's only like a 14-second clip. But we're going to look at the also. Why the fuck did she put on glasses?
These would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics Lab, Captain.
All right. Well, let's not turtle the ship on our first run.
The Badlands.
It's 700 years after the next generation. People can get fucking LASIK now. You're telling me there are people who can't see clearly without glasses in the future?
Captain. Subspace instability
Now, I will point out also, she pulled those glasses out of her pocket.
may
Where's
be
she putting them
creeping
when
in.
she puts
And
them
we're
down?
the first to chart it.
These would make an excellent.
Let's just come over here to where she takes them off.
Well, let's
Just
not
watch
turtle
the
the
glasses.
ship on our first run.
The Badlands.
She passed
Captain.
them to this person,
Subspace
but she didn't get them from
instability
that
may
person.
be creeping in.
My God, what is wrong with you people? Okay, now, this time we're going to look at the dialogue, or listen to the dialogue. Jesus, it got worse. Oh yeah, it only gets worse.
The Badlands, Captain.
Badlands. Okay, so if you've ever watched DS9, actually the premiere of Voyager, and a small bit of Star Trek: The Next Generation, you know what the Badlands is. It's a very unstable area in space.
Subspace instability may be creeping in. And we're the first to chart it.
These would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics Lab, Captain.
All right. Well, let's not turtle the ship on our first run.
The Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in.
Subspace
and we're the first to
instability?
chart it.
These would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics.
Okay. A few notes. The lisping thing, if that's not natural to the actress or actor, it's hard to tell under all that gear. But if it's not natural, it's probably being caused by a tooth appliance, by a dental appliance for makeup purposes. Michael Dorn had the same problem with his Klingon teeth. They would really mess with his lines. You know what they did? They went back and they re-recorded them. They did the lines again. Yeah, it definitely got worse. This is why I don't watch new media anymore, dumb dykes. I absolutely understand. It's not even the writing or the lighting or even the makeup or any of it. I mean, the makeup is damn near flawless, even though it's a creature that shouldn't exist. But the continuity is absolute garbage. They're paying no attention to the lore. And just why? Excuse me. Why on earth does the captain have a pair of glasses? Even if you try to say, oh, maybe the actress needs them. What? Why would the actress need glasses? There's nothing actually there for her to look at. It's all CGI shite. There's no actual physical display there. Ugh. Okay, let me see. What have we got? Canada, Canada, Canada. Jimmy Carr. Okay, let's. Oh no. Okay, here. Let's have a laugh at this from the British Parliament. um, I really didn't know that your guys' Parliament was so lit. I gotta say. This is from Crew Current Gazette. The Dalek of Downing Street addresses Parliament, unveiling his dark scheme to ban X. Keir Starmer appears convinced the plan is absolutely flawless, but does he really have the nerve to carry it through? And, of course, for the idiots in amongst us, this is, in fact, satire parody. Because, Keir Starmer doesn't actually wear bikinis that we know of, and he isn't actually a Dalek. Evil Author says they need autistic white males to write this to give it continuity. No, they just need to talk to some fucking fans, man. All they really need to do is guys like me, the critical drinker, uh, nerdrotic, uh, doomcock, uh, Tony DiGirolamo, any of us who are fans of this stuff can look at what they're doing and go, hang on, don't do that. Here's why you shouldn't do that. Because A, it doesn't make sense, and B, you're going to lose viewership. But they're not trying to appeal to us anymore anyway. As Brie Larson said, they no longer make entertainment for middle-aged white men, even though that really should be their target demographic. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't seen this video yet, so let's have a look at this.
I must make it perfectly clear. X is a disgusting place, full of racist, far-right bigots who
Hi.
criticize me constantly and often using AI to make fun of me. Today, I have decided to ban X and stop all UK users from accessing the platform. Anybody caught accessing X illegally using a VPN will be placed on an X offender register and given a 5-year prison sentence. We will make it very clear to America and especially to Elon Musk, Britain will not tolerate free speech. I am your ruler and give you everything you need. I make it very clear that there is no need to question or criticize my choices because I am absolutely flawed.
Okay. I wasn't following you, but by God, I'm going to now. That is fucking priceless. There's Kira in a bikini again. Let's see. UK police and data from NSPCC confirms Snapchat is the top platform for recording sexual offenses against children. Go figure. 54%. I'm so glad I don't use Snapchat. Meme them until they cry. Then make memes about them crying. Yes. Yes, we should. JJ Locker it is. Let it be known to the world the UK government no longer represents the will of the British people. Please let's not use X to make fun of them. Oops. I actually meant just to like that. There we go. Even liking that in Canada might be a fucking crime by now. Exterminate, yeah. Let's see. Carlsberg, don't make wankers, but if they did. Yeah, this one's pretty good. The Dalek of Downing Street, yeah. Oh, what's this now? Is this going to be an AI American seizure of another foreign leader?
Stop being a fucking asshole. You're fucking up the homeland, and I cannot let that happen. Got it? Yes, Mr. Trump. Take no shit.
That one's pretty good too. Yeah, yeah. Let's listen to this statement from George
I
Orwell.
wrote the bloody book to warn you!
Yeah. Also, what actor does this remind me of? Oh, Colin Farrell. Hey, Colin Farrell could play George Orwell. That'd be cool. Yeah, okay. Well, since we're in Britain anyway, let's go to this one and pop this one up. This is Undersecretary of State Sarah B. Rogers, who is apparently the official account for the Secretary of State. British government threatening to ban X. We are as determined to ensure women and girls are safe online as we are to ensure they are safe in the real world. British government in the real world. Yeah, Labour Council leader called rape gang victims white trash. Yeah, time to start sanctioning ministers. UK government bikini pictures on X. Yeah, rapists and pedos from the third world. Yeah. What's this? Payoff scandal. Child protection chief who failed to speak out about Pakistani gangs rehired on £1,000 a day. A senior child protection officer who was criticized for failing to speak out about widespread sexual abuse by Pakistani gangs has quit her post with a six-figure payoff, only to be immediately rehired at almost £1,000 a day. Jesus Christ. Let me see. Do we have anything else from overseas? We have a Jimmy Carr clip. Oh, we have something from Tommy. I know. It's just becoming very clear that, well, he's gone full mask off. So from Steve Laws, who I believe I'm following, yes. You're based British patriot, sir. Evil Author says that is great. Yeah, the Trump Sturmer thing was freaking hilarious. So from Noticer111, he says, fuck Iran, fuck Israel, fuck Palestine, Britain first. Here, here. To which Tommy Robinson, the bastion of British patriotism, says, fuck you. Was it because of fuck Iran? Was it because of fuck Palestine? Or was it because of fuck your coke dealer? I mean, allegedly. Supposedly. Now, let's have a look at the responses here. He's not British, he's Jewish. Well, I mean, revealed preference, Tommy Masad Robinson. That's not fair. It's Stephen Masad Lenin. Poor Brits, just like every other Western nation that's been occupied by Zionists who are all... I'm not going to bother with that. Yeah, World War I and II was fought with bombs. World War III is being fought with biological weapons. We have one more, at least, from the UK. I'm getting a lot of UK stuff on my feed lately. So from the British Patriot, who I should be following, I'm not. Breaking. Schools across Britain are now being instructed to refer pupils who question mass immigration to the UK's counter-terrorism program, Prevent. Young people are no longer permitted to speak freely. They're allowed to think what they want because you can't actually hear their thoughts. They're just not allowed to express them. This is not going to end well for the British establishment. More young people are being referred to the UK's counterterrorism program. What does this mean for schools? Yeah. Elon actually asked Musk if this might actually be Elon. I'm not sure. Asked Grok if this was true. Yes, partially. A Home Office funded game, Pathways, part of Prevent, warns teens that engaging with anti-immigration content online could lead to extremism referrals if it escalates to illegal or harmful ideologies. However, official Prevent guidance doesn't mandate referrals solely for questioning immigration. It's for broader terrorism risks. Yeah, well, see, part of the problem was our countries all signed on to the UN Migration Compact, and part of that agreement was criminalizing people who question immigration. Yeah, but we all know that the whole replacement theory is just a conspiracy theory, right? After all, I mean, replacement theory is a vast right-wing conspiracy. Diversity is our strength. There are too many white people. You're a racist if you object to the replacement. Yeah. Yeah. That one we're going to do last because that one's just funny. We'll stay overseas, but we are coming closer to Canada. Chrystia Freeland finally resigned. After 10 years in office, what the Canadians actually got fucked. We got fucked. That's what we got. From Krister2, do cabinet ministers really manage a portfolio, or are they just talking heads for the PMO WEF? Yes. Yes, they are. Dollarama deals for many. Yeah. Canadians got royally fucked over, robbed. But, you know, she was such a class act, of course. Yeah. Pulling another answer out of the liberal vault. That's a good one. Yeah. Let's see. Ditcher's in says, so the government is actively going to terrorize children by having them sent to government agents to answer for wrong things while in school. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. Oh, George Orwell would be so proud. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's. I don't know. Get rid of that picture. That's a bit much. But I do think it's a bit much that the wicked twitch of the WEF, as somebody called her, and I can't get that phrase out of my head. I do think it's interesting that she accepted a position after bringing a Ukrainian Nazi to Parliament uh, to serve in the Ukraine as Canada's ambassador, and has now resigned that position after being named Zelensky's economic advisor or climate advisor, some advisor in any case. Yeah. So when is she planning to give up her Canadian citizenship now that she's no longer, working for Canada's best interests? Yeah. I mean, the corruption is so deep. It's like looking at a moldy loaf of bread. It's that obvious. Let's see. Oh, okay, we have some more from the ICE protests, so we'll go to that one next. This one is not shocking, but it's kind of surprising that it didn't happen before. Okay, so just in, mobs are now hunting federal agents. What CNN just broadcast from downtown Minneapolis is extraordinary and terrifying. Didger, I refer to her as Chrystia Freeland, descendant of actual Nazis. Fair. Let's see. A roaming mob is now moving from hotel to hotel, trying to locate where ICE agents are sleeping. This is from Jim Ferguson, UK, who I should be following. There we go. They are beating drums, blowing whistles, shining lights into windows, forcing doors, climbing structures, attempting to breach hotel entrances. In other words, they're trying to get shot. It's what they want. They want somebody to shoot somebody, because then they immediately have a new George Floyd. Because Georgina Floyd did not work. Because everyone went, yeah, no, she tried to run that guy over. She got what she had coming. Also, die-hard lesbian, and yet the guy still drops hot loads to her face. I know, and I'm sorry. Not that sorry. CNN's own reporter confirmed it in real time. They're trying to get actually inside this hotel. No longer a protest. This is targeted intimidation of federal law enforcement in their private resting places. Think about what that means. When mobs start tracking, surrounding, and attempting to enter hotels where officers are believed to be staying, you have crossed the line into something far darker. Organized pursuit, psychological warfare, and the early stages of political violence. Let's see. This is how law enforcement gets hunted. This is how ambushes begin. This is how a country loses the rule of law, and it's happening right now in a major American city. The rule of law is obviously broken in
downtown Minneapolis. So, Laura, right now we are in downtown Minneapolis. We've been following this protest outside of a hotel where these protesters believe federal agents may be staying. And just in the last few seconds, it appears they're trying to get actually inside this hotel. You can see this ramp that they were all around me a few seconds.
So it's perfectly acceptable for them to commit break and enter in defending Somali fraud. Interesting. I wonder how many of the crowd there is made up of illegals.
Seconds ago, and now they're up this ramp. I can see a door open to this particular hotel, and you can
imagine being the poor bastard working in the kitchen who just wanted to go outside for a cigarette break, and this confronts you when you open the door.
See and hear how much noise they're actually making right now. Earlier, they were shining lights on some of the windows, truly making as much noise as humanly possible to this point, banging on drums, blowing their whistles, out with their signs as well.
Also, I'll point something else out. CNN at least has the good sense not to send a white reporter to cover this.
This is at least the second hotel they have been to in the downtown Minneapolis area, appearing to be under the...
What the fuck is this guy wearing? Well, these two. What the fuck is that?
Believe that agents are staying at the hotels at which they arrive. Now, again,
I should point out, I asked not to be mocking. I actually think it looks kind of warm, and I might want to wear one. Evil author, George Floyd 2 Electric Boogaloo Special Care Edition.
you can hear the drums, but I can't emphasize enough. It was just a few seconds ago, as we're going to get closer to this ramp to see what we can see. Excuse me here. Where you can see the door open. It doesn't seem that they've made much more progress beyond that door opening and a good portion of them actually going in. Now, while there was law enforcement in this area a little bit earlier in the evening, we have not seen any in the last 30 minutes or so to this point, as they are now clearly, it seems to have...
So we have confirmed break and enters. And we have a gentleman here who doesn't cover his face nearly quickly enough.
It seems that they've made much more progress beyond that door opening and a good portion of them actually going in. Now, while there was law enforcement in this area a little bit earlier in the evening, we have not seen any in the last 30 minutes or so to this point.
So they have no idea if there are actually ICE officers in that hotel. They're just going and terrorizing a hotel. That's the mostly peaceful protest? Is it seriously? Oh, it's the same guy? Haha, that's even better. Thanks, Planet of Memes. You should go throw Planet of Memes a follow if you're not following him. Evil author, can't wait until they say mainly peaceful rioting. It's coming. It's the same reporter, ironically enough. Didger, they look like they're wearing South American garb or something. Actually, I was thinking that felt kind of African, crossed with the Jewish... there's a garment that the rabbis wear. I forget what it was called. I'll look it up really quick and see if I can find it. A tallit. There it is. Tallit. It's... No, wait, that's not it. I don't think so. Maybe something like that, though. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of. One thing we know for certain, if Renee Nicole Good had been killed by an illegal alien, it would not have even made the news. This is also true. Harvard research reveals millions of moms get home safely every day by not trying to run over federal agents. Why aren't ICE protesters being rounded up like J6ers were for obstructing law enforcement? Yeah. Nuke from orbit. Nah, I don't recommend that one. Domestic terrorism. Democrats run cities. CNN, Communist News Network. Send ICE more ammo. Let's see. Storm is coming. Round up the usual suspects. Fiery but mostly peaceful. Yeah, that's just gonna haunt them. You live, you learn. Gaslighting liberal officials have convinced the weak-minded that assaulting law enforcement is not a crime. Yep. Woke-tard nation. Enforce the anti-communist laws that exist already in America. Wouldn't hurt. I know nothing. Tim Walz. Yeah, where is Tim Walz when all this is going on, eh? He's the governor of Minnesota right now. Yeah, sure, bud. Founder and CEO. Yeah. You have, yeah, no. At the very least, you have divided loyalties. I was paid to do it, don't care. Exactly. Yeah. Was it, oh, sorry, I missed a chat there. Let's see. Didger, they look like they're wearing South American garb or something, or Tibetan, hard to say. Yeah, it could be, but I doubt it. That's probably just some thing. Hey friend, remember when I told you things were going to get worse? They're getting worse now. Yeah. Yep. That's Muslims isn't the problem in Minnesota. It's Somalis specifically. Trump administration unleashes torrent of untruths. Oh yeah, of course it's the Guardian. Administration unleashes torrent of untruths after woman shot dead by ICE. Yeah, okay, sure. What's this? 49 seconds. So that's a heater. So they're just doing property damage to the hotel's heaters. Okay. What a bunch of champions you are. Yeah. Okay. We've got a bunch to get through here. We'll go to a funny one this time. This is Jimmy Carr talking about, he was asked by I assume a Dane in the audience if they should sell Greenland. Let's see. From George, that's Bahizi Tweets. Don't believe I'm following you. This is gold. Comedian Jimmy Carr gave a Danish heckler a brutal reality check about Greenland. The heckler asked, should we sell Greenland? Carr says, should you sell it? The alternative is they take it. I mean, no offense to your fine military. Anyway, the conversation is quite good, and Jimmy always knows how to handle a heckler.
Should we sell Greenland?
Should you sell it? Well, you've got the alternative is they take it. So, I mean, no offense to your fine military.
Yeah, everybody lives in fear of the Danish military.
Okay, why don't we just have a quick game? I'm just going to ask a question. Hands up, who has a military where they can't even afford blanks, they've just got to say bang? Yeah, it's you, isn't it? It's fucking...
That's fucking shameful.
You. Bang.
Also, you can really see that Jimmy's had a lot of work done on his face when he makes that expression.
Yeah, Greenland's got... Well, you sold them the American Virgin Islands, right? Yeah. You sold them that, and what'd you get for that? How much? 25 million. For the British Virgin Islands. Okay, who's the negotiating team? What? We didn't put the fucking autistic boy on the case, did we? What the... So when was this? Was it 100 years ago?
Probably closer to 140 now, I think.
Even fucking 25 million is...
I mean, 25 million back then is probably a couple of 100 million now, at least.
You had a holiday home, and you fucking sold it. What, sorry?
Now, this woman that's talking now, she's got a pretty good grasp of history, apparently. She's talking about the same tactics were being used back then, but of course, the TDS has to come into it. There was a Trump back then. I thoroughly doubt that.
There was a Trump back then. The same tactics.
Yeah, the pressure to either sell it or they would take it.
Yeah, it was either sell it or they'll take it. Sounds familiar?
Sell it or they would take it. Okay, then fucking sell it.
I mean, what the fuck else are you going to do? You going to fight the world's most powerful military? Let's see. What else have we got going on here? Oh, since we're talking about protests and things of that nature, let's go back. Let's come to Canada. And from the Prime Minister of Canada, Canada strongly condemns the killing of protesters, the use of violence, arbitrary arrests, and intimidation tactics by the Iranian regime against its own people. We stand in solidarity with the Iranian people, whose voice must be heard as they demand freedom and dignity. From Jeff Evely. And I am following Jeff, aren't I? Yes. Ahem. Is this you? It's time to end the sedition in Ottawa, this is during the truckers' protest, by enforcing the law and following the money. Mark fucking Carney. Yeah. And I did have to say to him, nice find. From De Civitas, I thought you said Muslim values are Canadian values. I thought that would mean that you agreed with the Islamic regime crushing protesters, just like the liberal regime does in Canada. Yeah. But you told us, yeah. Deny any Iranian government members from entering Canada. That's not going to happen. Let's take a short trip down memory lane, shall we? Yeah. This is the lady with the walker who was run over by police horses during the protests, the truckers' convoy. Yeah. And these are the foreigners that were brought in by the RCMP. You notice none of them are actually wearing RCMP tags. Yeah. And they didn't have Canadian accents. Yeah. I remember. Uh, from Dustin, you people fucking serious? Yeah. Uh, this person, Viper NFL, NFI, NFT, says, asks Grok, how many pounds is the average horse compared to a Canadian protester? Is offensive horses common intimidation tactic? Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Exhibit A, yeah. Tweet, keep tweeting, retards. You'll do nothing. You can't even defend your own borders from rampant illegal and legal migration. You want to comment on other countries' domestic affairs. So Genia here seems to think that uh, Jeff and other people aren't Canadian. Okay. For those of you who don't remember, Jeff is the fellow who intentionally got a fine for going into the woods in Nova Scotia when the uh, nobody goes to nature ban was in effect to prevent fires. Yeah, yeah. Digger, sell it for 150 billion and build an effective immigration department and police force with real weapons and training. Those are not Canadian law enforcement. No, they weren't. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Speaking of how well the Canadian government works for Canadians, let's talk about this from Chris Erickson. And we'll pause this for a moment. First reminder for 2026 that a former CSIS, that's the Canadian Special Intelligence Service officer, stated that they can prove that every federal government from Mulroney to Trudeau, and that's the second Trudeau, has been compromised by agents of the Chinese Communist Party, the great pretenders in our parliament. Yeah, for those of you who don't remember, and I understand some people have short attention spans, Pierre Poilievre created a bit of a shitstorm when he refused to get security clearance because supposedly there were 11 MPs who were confirmed agents of a foreign power of one sort or another. We still don't know those 11 names, by the way. So now that we have 300 and what? How many is it in Canada's Parliament? 370 or so. Sadie says she's just dropping in to say hi. Hi, Sadie. Hope you're having a good day. But now that we have somewhere approaching 400 MPs in Parliament, uh, they're all traitors. They know the 11 names, and they're not sharing. Yeah. So this is the former CSIS officer. This is a 30-second clip, so it's not too long.
I want to be very clear. We can prove that every federal government, from Mr. Mulroney to Mr. Trudeau, have been compromised by agents of the Communist China. Every government were informed at one point or another. Every government choose to ignore CSIS warning either by negligence, self-interest, or partisanship. Every government were infiltrated by agents of influence acting on behalf of the Chinese government, and we knew who they were. I want to be very clear. We can prove that.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking damning. And yet, for whatever reason, even though Canada is obviously being run by communists, yeah, no one is screaming the alarm bells. Didger, we have spies sitting in the House of Commons. We're not allowed to know who they are, move against them, or even talk about it. Sovereign nation. Yes, sovereign nation, my ass. Yeah. Interesting how they all ignore it, from Chris Erickson. Shining light. I tried to comment twice. Here's my next attempt. I've been waiting for this post. Let's keep it going again this year. When one looks into it, the name Paul Desmarais is unavoidable. It's also been a fraudulent de facto scam my entire miserable life. I hope you're not older than I am. I do like Pope Sack Blabbeth, though. Bread and circuses, yeah. Oh, look, who's this guy? Who's this lovely individual shaking hands with Harper? Yeah, that's Mark fucking Kearney. Let's see. We were talking about censorship, so we'll bring this one up. And I'm not normally this long into a show before I've started gaming, so I do apologize if you guys were coming to see me game. So B from Rachel Thomas, who is, I believe, an MP for Alberta. Yep, Lethbridge. Bill C-11 is the worst censorship law Canada has ever seen, giving government control over what Canadians can see, say, and share online. But it's so badly written that even 2 years later, the Liberals can't figure out how to implement it. Courts are involved, the CRTC is confused, Canadians are left in limbo. Protecting freedom online means scrapping Bill C-11 altogether. Canadians deserve better. I despise every part of the Uniparty in this country. And obviously, I'm no fan of any MP. But stop the clocks. And this is a bit of a longer clip. We'll get the gist, and then we'll move on.
And speaking of fight, we are pleased to see.
Also, this says C-15, not C-11. So bear that in mind.
That in this Budget Implementation Act, the government added a clause to the Broadcasting Act to protect privacy. Good job. Sadly, however, Bill C-11 in itself is just a horrendous bill, and so I must take the opportunity to talk about that. It is the worst censorship legislation that this country has ever seen. It likens us to places like North Korea and China and Turkey, places that we would never want to become, because it controls what people can see and say and post online. It puts this government in control of how people use the internet. Now, fortunately, this government has racked themselves up in this legislation so horrendously that it's taken them over 2 years to figure out how to implement it. So even though it passed in June of 2023, it actually still isn't in effect. Because it's such a terrible bill, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah. So the censorship bill passed almost 3 years ago. 2.5, give or take. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm probably on borrowed time. Yeah. She, Shay, and Cher, Sean Connery. Say these. I can see Canada's doing as well as the UK. Yeah, it's everywhere in the West. The only place that isn't completely fucked, and that's not to say they're not at least mildly fucked, and forgive the language if it bothers you, is the US. And the only reason the US isn't because they have guns. It's because they have a concrete constitution. They have a constitution that was written in such a way that it makes it very clear that the rights that it protects do not stem from government. They exist. I don't know if a priori is the right term, but is it a hoc maybe? I'm not 100% sure. My terminology is not great in terms of that. But yeah, these rights exist because they're, for lack of a better term, God-given and or natural rights. And that means that being born, you have these rights. Being born in this as a citizen of the US, you have these rights protected. So while, yeah, Andrew Wilson is somewhat right, or correct rather, in that rights are fanciful things that exist only in your mind, yeah, but that's how the law works. It's concept. It's not concrete. The law might say it's illegal for me to walk down the street, knock somebody over, and rob them, but physically I can still accomplish it. It's the punishment after the fact that is caused by law. And also, the fact that I'm kind of a moral person and wouldn't do that. Yeah. Scrap the CRTC too. We need to scrap a bunch of stuff. No, it isn't. It's about hate speech. What are you afraid of? Are you fucking kidding, Peggy? Do you really believe that? Where are you from, Peggy? Being all ally. Oh, you're on Blue Sky. Well, you're pedo adjacent, so your opinion is now officially dismissed. From DIC, Deke. Strut curve. I'm just going to slide this in here. Pope Leo XIV calls out the EU and British parliaments, or government. A new Orwellian-style language is developing which, in an attempt to be increasingly inclusive, ends up excluding those who do not conform to the ideologies that are fueling it. Now, if I remember correctly, isn't Leo XIV also the one who said the borders should be more open? Yeah. Not so much. Let's see, what else have we got here? Yeah, let's get this filth out of the way. Okay, I will apologize. This guy is not speaking English, but if you pay attention, you can hear some English words, and it's very clear what he's actually saying fairly easily. Also, from Rational Posts, thought I was following you. Canada is a land of opportunity if you're not Canadian. And this guy's talking about free food in Canada. Now, what this guy has done, he's gone to a food bank and he's collected food. Okay. Now, what he has probably done is collected food and supplies for a family, possibly, probably only for himself. But here's what you need to know. If you listen, you hear the word student.
So आज मैं आ गया हूँ यहाँ पे free food in Canada क्योंकि
Free food in Canada.
कनाडा के अंदर आपको अगर आप स्टूडेंट हो तो फ्री फूड आपको प्रोवाइड किया जाता है तो मैंने कुछ दिन पहले रजिस्टर्ड किया था एज अ स्टूडेंट और
Student. Yeah. Yeah, he's a student.
उनका मेल आया था कि आप लेने आ जाओ तो ये सारी चीज़ें मुझे उन लोगों ने दी है यहाँ पे फ्री फूड इन कनाडा में सो मैं आपको इन डिटेल बताता हूँ कि इसके अंदर
He's basically telling you, here's how you too can get free food in Canada. Scammer. Yeah. If you aren't allowed to come to Canada as a student if you can't prove that you can provide for yourself. So if part of providing for yourself is planning to go to a food bank, yeah.
अंदर सब क्या क्या है सो ये है 1 kg आटा सो ये है 1 kg
So he's got a kilogram of something here, a kilogram of something else there, another kilogram of something there.
राइस 1 किलो दाल और ये 3
Now, look at what he's got. He's got chai. Masala chai, cardamom chai. Yeah, 2 things of cardamom chai and masala chai. Chai is the Indian word for tea, by the way. This is obviously in Ontario. Yeah. GETTR, USA and Poland are the only 2 governments pushing back against globalists. Argentina and El Salvador seem to be the only 2 South American principalities standing free as well. Yeah, I have a suspicion that El Salvador is moving rapidly towards monarchy, but I don't know for sure about that one. Students and foreigners are teaching each other on social media how to scam food banks for free food. Now food banks are shutting down sovereign nation. Yeah.
चाय का है और ये 2 लाइफ बॉय सोप
Soap and shampoo. Not like he's ever going to use them.
और ये है शैम्पू डॉ का और ये हेयर वैक्स है और ये भी
Hair wax. So this is a styling wax. What food bank is even giving this out?
ऑयल एंड शैम्पू टाइप है ये मसूल की दाल है और ये है शुगर सो इतनी चीज़ कनाडा में अगर आप आ रहे हो तो आपको फ्री फूड इन कनाडा में आपको ये चीज़ मिलेगी वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक करना
Yeah, so like and subscribe to my video. Yeah. Fucking bastard. So these are the people who are coming in. They either can't provide for themselves and thus are forced to go to a food bank, or they come in as students and take advantage of the food banks. Yeah. It's mostly soap. What's he even going to do with it? Yeah. Walmart greeter. The Indians are mocking you poor white people that like to blame immigrants for your problems, and I'm here for this shit show. Do you even hear yourself there, Scoo? Funny, I made the same post about Indians when I was a Canadian living off Indian taxpayers. I was laughing at them blaming Canadians for their problems. They deported me because of my shit show. Now I'm back in Canada being forced to make my country better. Oh well, it was a good idea while it lasted. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. And real wages are dropping like rocks. Yeah, we know this. Did somebody translate this? Let's see. The translation didn't come out good because he switched languages in the video. There are more of these videos on Instagram. I'll take a look. Oh, nice.
सो आज मैं आ गया हूँ यहाँ पे फ्री फूड इन कनाडा क्योंकि कनाडा के अंदर आपको अगर आप स्टूडेंट हो तो फ्री फूड आपको प्रोवाइड किया जाता है तो मैंने कुछ दिन पहले रजिस्टर्ड किया था एज अ स्टूडेंट और उनका मेल आया था कि आप लेने आ जाओ तो ये सारी चीज़
Okay. Not much help. Let's see. That one's funny. We're going to leave that till next to last. What's this one? Oh, yeah, systemic racism in Canada. Yeah. Let's see. GETTR, he needs it for his mustache so he can twirl it with evil. Yeah. Let's see. So, in other words, white people aren't welcome to apply. This is from Ryan Garrettson. Our government is making sure systemic racism is alive and well in Canada and working against white people. So, from Global Affairs Canada, Global Affairs Canada is seeking to fill a range of #administrative positions. The selection process is open to members of the following employment equity groups: Indigenous peoples, visible minorities, and persons with disabilities. Apply by September 9th. So in other words, don't bother applying if you're white and healthy. Yeah. It's cute, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure our British viewers are also reminded of this. I believe the British government has done similar things. I know the Lotus Eaters called it out. Robbie Duncan says, soon we'll be visible minorities. Robbie, we are a visible minority. There are only 8% of the planet that's white. We are the global minority. The only people there are fewer of is Jews, and that depends on how you define it. Let's see. This one's from National Post? No, from the People's Party of Canada. So they asked the question, so is the National Post racist now too? When the PPC said mass immigration was wrecking affordability, yeah, something like 5 years ago, we were smeared by the media and the Uniparty. Turns out we were right. Only the PPC is calling for a moratorium on mass immigration until Canada gets its house in order. Okay, I'm going to call out the PPC here, even though I'm a member. The moratorium wasn't on mass immigration. The moratorium was on immigration, full stop, period. Why have you changed? This is why you're losing voters. It's because you have changed your platform. Your platform was very clearly a moratorium on immigration, full stop. And that's what it should be. We have too many people coming into this country. We have too many people in this country. And we need to reverse. We need to turn the tap the other way. But from Jeff Russ at the National Post, immigration made affordability worse. Liberals gaslighted us all. Funny fucking thing, isn't it? Yeah. You were saying that attitude was racist a few years ago. What happened? And there is some good news. In Edmonton, people aren't taking this shit anymore. So this is from Yeg Wave. Stop white genocide. Support white people. Zero white guilt. It's actually no white guilt, but thank you. The comments are very illuminating. From Justin McDaniel, stand for your people and their well-being. Only within the anti-white narrative is white well-being considered radical. Loving your own is normal. Yeah, everybody else does it. We're not allowed to. Whites must become a people. Here we go. These people are a disgrace. Someone should go down there and smack their elbows back down where they belong. That's not the elbows up crowd, dickhead. Splinters of bone. Nice profile pic you're using there, by the way. Patriots, loyalists. Yeah, that's the word I like, is loyalists. That's Daniel Tyree. He's the head of the Dominion Society, or he's connected very highly in the Dominion Society. Where I want to bring them coffee and donuts. Thanks for saying what no one will. And I responded to dysthemics. It's being said a lot more often than people think these days. All you have to do is lift your head up. And there was another comment, was there? Let's see. Must suck knowing out of every race, yours is the only one going extinct. Inferior genetics at its best. And what are your genetics there, Skippy? Where are you from? Oh, you're from Canada? Yeah. Yeah. What's this? White guilt is over. From Thunderclap Spewman. Some of the names. White Lives Matter. Elon Musk has tweeted out no more white guilt. It's okay to be a nationalist. 2026, the year of unapologetic white people. It's time. I like that one. Jews are white, only whiter. No, they're not. If you pin them down when a Jew is saying white people like me need to be better, and then you pin them down and say, are you white? They will generally say, I'm Jewish. They'll be evasive, but they will admit to not being white. They didn't gaslight us all. Free and objective newspaper. True. Fed. Mentally ill guy. Who is probably also a Fed. Let's be real. Zero white guilt. All races have the right to love their heritage. Every people deserves to cherish their roots, culture, and identity with pride and respect. I like that. Okay, that did work. More. Yep, Patriots. Earth's most endangered species, the white race. Yep. It's okay to be white. Dear God, that is a great dress. It's okay to be white. No more guilt. Yep. I'll throw some likes around. You're a hated. Train like it. No to anti-whiteism. So much white pride that they have to mask their faces. Says the person hiding behind this profile picture. Yeah, okay. Good job, Keyboard Commando. That's some very bad news for you about this, but we'll leave that aside. Why are they covering their faces? Really? I don't see your face. Talking tough, saying nothing. Duchess Lois of Alberta. Registered survivor of what? Fuck off. Zero white guilt? Yep. Based. And can't say it out loud. It's coming. Make racists afraid again. See, if you revert to the KKK as your racist idol or example, you're failing to grasp the fact that it was your side that created the KKK. The KKK started as a Democrat Party offshoot. The left created the KKK. Yeah. Well done, Patriot. I'm not too sure about the AI Hitler stuff, even in Canada. Can we trade them for the clowns in Minnesota? You want, where are you, Carl? Yeah, of course you don't say. We can find something about you, though, can't we? Oh, look, you're in the US. Yeah. Not quite sure. Oh, I see. You're trying to trade the good Canadian patriots. No. We need the patriots here. Black pride is okay, indigenous pride is okay, Asian pride okay, Arab pride okay, white pride racist. Yeah. Yeah. If you think like this, you're a fucking retard. There are extremists on all sides. You don't like when ethnicities, religions, or cultures are all painted with the same brush, but have no problem exercising that against white people. You are the right. No. See, here's the thing, and I'm going to get a bit soapboxy here. Do not use the word racist against people who have called you racist. It's pointless. The word racist exists at this point merely to be a slur against white people and to shut us up. If you want to call them what they are, call them what they are. Anti-white. They don't hate black people. They don't hate Jews. They hate white people. It's anti-whiteism. Let's see. Epstein didn't kill himself says, I'm not white, glad to see Canadians standing up for themselves. Yeah. It's not just the Liberal Party either. Oh, excuse me. And you claim to be from Alberta and talk about poor white people. Okay. And yet you have an AI Trudeau PFP. Okay, bud. This is the last one for today. This is good because I'm getting pretty talked out here. And this one is fucking hilarious. I'm going to have to take a break after this. Okay, so that's wrong. Let's blow this up. No, did that a bit too quick. So from Riley Donovan, he says, good, drones, national service, even nuclear weapons, whatever it takes to remain a free dominion and not be absorbed into the Republic. Do you not understand that the only nukes we have on Canadian soil belong to the Americans? Canada doesn't own any nukes, you fucking tool. Yeah, so this is from, I have no idea what news service this is from. Canada's armed forces are planning for threats from America. They started rebuilding in 2025, before Donald Trump's most recent bid for hemispheric dominance. Are you fucking retarded? Canada's military is woefully inadequate to face a threat from Greenland could probably invade us at this point, and they have the train going bang. No. Canada would be woefully under-equipped to deal with the US. Remember when that Chinese spy balloon went over our airspace? It wasn't a CF-18 that shot it down. It was an FA-35 or an F-35, whatever the hell it is that the US uses. It was an American jet that blew it up. Yeah. Now, for the record, what's to stop someone in any part of the world from throwing up one of those great big balloons with a pile of drones attached to it that just disperse and go to different, institutions, different government buildings, different industries and just drop small bombs. Yeah. Yeah. What's to stop that happening? Canada's got no way to stop that. Most places, most people, most militaries don't have a way to stop that. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we can definitely take on the US. Oh yeah, by all means. Yeah. Why is my chat? Oh, that's right. I put the chat over there. Close that window, bring it back here. Let's see. Yep. Okay. So I haven't missed any chats yet. That's good. So we'll switch to the gaming image, but I'm going to take an interlude right now because it's been an hour and 10 minutes of me sitting here talking, which that's going to be a long video to get uploaded later. In any case, folks, for those of you who were here just for the response social commentary side of it, thank you very much. If you would like to support me, you can do so in that link that's rolling by at Ko-Fi. And of course, as always, thanks to Simon, JJ, and the rest of the Orangutan gang. Now, I am going to take a short break, cut off the recording, and I will be back to do some gaming in just a bit. Give me about 15-20 minutes. All right, so to those of you who've been here for the recording, I hope you're doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again until wars become ones. Bye-bye.